Hi, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open. Coming up on today's show, we'll take a look back at a recent sit-down with the founder of an organization that is offering vital resources to professionals who are the primary caregivers for their aging family members. Then we'll revisit conversations with a dynamic young woman who is fighting for social, environmental, and equality in her community and beyond. Plus, we'll look back at our recent conversation with the Chief Executive Officer and the President and Operating Officer of two regional supermarket chains to highlight their Give Back initiative. And finally, we'll revisit our conversation with an LA-based National Geographic Explorer. She's a conservation photographer who will speak about her latest book on beehives. Yes, beehives. So all you have to do is sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. We're wide open. Here we go. There you go. Hey, how are you? I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. You're watching Open, that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at Bronxnet TV. You know, over the last year, some incredible people have sat down with us, and in the spirit of the holidays, we're going to take a look back at some of our favorite moments, shining a light on some people that define the reason for the season. Now, leading things off today, we'll revisit a sit-down discussion with the founder of a Labor of Love ElderCare education and consulting. She joins us to shine a light on how her company is helping professionals navigate the responsibilities that come with being primary caregivers for their aging loved ones. Let's take a look back with Terri White.
Thank you so much, Bob, for having me.
Terri, I haven't seen you in a while. You usually meet up at different places doing different things, and give us a little background on how you got started and how you got into this.
Well, I was born to older parents in the early 60s, and that wasn't a popular thing back then. So if you think about it, I've been dealing with older adults my entire life. So I end up becoming the caregiver for my grandmother, my father, and my aunt concurrently.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And I was looking for services. They own property. My dad owned the business. And it was extremely challenging.
You were running a lot of different things in your household, huh?
I was raising children, my child and other people's children, and I was also working for New York City Transit at the time.
Local
so
100?
I had a lot going on.
Local 100?
By then I was in Triple SA.
Triple SA. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I became the primary caregiver. In multiple households, and I needed resources.
Yeah.
So I would go one place and they would say, go here. And then I would go another place and they would say, go here. And after a while, I was like, this is what you put older adults through and people who are experiencing disabilities, that they have to run here and there and everywhere.
And they couldn't
when
possibly
you go to
do
point
that.
B.
Yeah. They couldn't possibly always do that, and it's just keep everything right and tight.
Right. And they weren't always physically able to do that.
Yes.
And some people emotionally, they're not able to do that. So it's a lot. And if it was overwhelming for me, it had to be extremely overwhelming for them. And everyone doesn't have someone who can step in and advocate for them.
Yeah. And they can't, sometimes they can't remember all of those things. It's like all the things that are coming to you at a late stage in your life. It's like having pills and these different medicine boxes that you got to take, you got to remember. You know, they need somebody like you to line all of that stuff up for them or help them out with it.
Yes, the balancing doctor's appointments, financial planning, family conflicts, the legalities of it all, you know, while holding down a career, raising a family.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. So,
and sometimes the caregiver needs that help.
Yes.
You know?
So we needed to structure and plan and basically turn chaos into some form of clarity.
And that's how you created ALEC? ALLEC.
Yes, that's how it was started. I would come home and people would have notes on my car, notes in my mailbox, and they would ask me to support them with filling out various information, various forms. They would ask questions. They started bringing me forms. So when I came home from work in the morning, because I worked midnights, people would be at my door, like literally waiting for me. And on a Saturday morning, I would have people in the living room and we would have a discussion, and I was helping them fill out this and help them find paperwork. And with my mother also being a community advocate, you know, people started asking her.
They knew who to come to with mom being a community advocate. So then how do you get all of that finance? How do you get the help with that financially to help you to continue to do that for other people?
So there are various ways that we do that. One, I have a private pay organization where people actually pay for services. And I also partner with nonprofits to bring education and resources to the community.
Yeah.
So that is really how we get it done.
And talk about your outreach. Do you visit community centers or
yes,
senior citizen centers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Community centers, not necessarily senior citizen centers, but they're more services that are in line with the work that I do. So with that, we partner with financial planners. We partner with insurance companies. We partner with attorneys, and we give seminars together. You know, you've seen me out and about presenting at other people's retreats.
Yeah, at first I was wondering what you were doing until I found out that you were, you know, helping other people get what they need out of life, which is so very important. We talk about it all the time here. People who are out doing special things. But what makes your approach to caregiving different from traditional care management?
It's the culture, right? We have to think about the cultural pieces, right? We have an interactive and a proactive approach to like care coordination, right? We are a project manager. Think of it that way, that your family, your person, your aging loved one is the project, and there's so many moving parts and pieces, right? They're the legal pieces, they're the environmental pieces, the financial pieces, and it all has to come together in addition to the doctors, your landlord possibly, and we have to bring everybody together and create a team, because everybody really needs to be not necessarily on one accord, but we all need to know what each other is doing.
Yeah, I was going to say on the same page. But but so you come in and you educate the family or other caregivers who are working with their parents, their elderly?
Yes. So we educate the family. We create a roadmap, because you got to have a guideline. You got to have a plan.
Yeah.
Most people just wing it. As each task come up, they just deal with each task. And that is a approach, but it's not necessarily the best approach.
Right. That's like if you're going on stage to speak to a large number of people, give me a blueprint as to where we're going with this, and I'll take it from there. Because you use your expertise and you have your blueprint, and you say, okay, this is what we're going to do along this road.
Exactly. You need some form of outline. Naturally, we don't know what's going to happen. Someone can fall in the middle of the night. Things can change.
Yeah.
Someone could be lucid today and not clear tomorrow. So we try to create as best as we can a plan that you can pull into action at any time that you need it.
Yeah. What are the biggest mistakes that families make by not planning ahead? You have to prepare before you get there. I mean, we're all going to get old, and our parents are going to be old. They, when we were growing up as kids, everybody looked old. We were looking up to them, right?
Yes. I think the word old is the thing. We think we need to be old to plan.
Uh-huh.
Planning begins like at 18, to be perfectly honest with you.
But a lot of people are
Because
not
when
going
you
to do that at 18 because they don't feel old or look
Correct.
old.
Correct. But there are some aspects of planning. It might not be a full comprehensive plan,
Yeah.
but there's some aspects of planning that we need to engage in. So when you go off to school or when you get a job, they ask you who your next of kin is, your emergency contact is. You have to often fill out a healthcare proxy if you work in a safety sensitive title, right? So think of it that way. And then when you get married, now you have other people that are dependent on you, right? Now you have also new people to leave something to that you have to think about. So at each milestone, we have to think about what is next and what is necessary and what we have acquired. When you buy a new home, now you have something else to think about, right?
And where you're going to lay. A lot of people don't think about that or don't want to think about that, Where do I want to be? Do I want to be cremated? Do I want to go to this cemetery? How do I want to present this? And when you mentioned how do I leave things to different people in the family without getting everybody upset? Coming by your coffin
And if
looking
they
at
are
you
upset,
like,
that's okay too. That's okay if they're upset.
Yeah.
But you are in control.
Yeah.
It's your things. You get to say where you want to leave them. I get to say where I want to leave my things. But we really want people to be able to at least have a list of everything that they have.
Yeah.
Right? And all the documents that you have. Your birth certificate is in this drawer. Your separation papers is in this drawer. Your military papers, you don't even know where they are.
Yeah. But a lot of people leave that all scrambled out, and now everybody's looking for stuff all over the place when something happens.
Yes. We want to at least have you bring all of those things together.
That's a good point there. That's a good point.
In one place.
Yeah. So, where are you operating throughout the 5 boroughs, throughout the tri-state area, or throughout the country?
Yeah, throughout the country. We do workshops all around the country, which is great. As far as resources, mainly in the 5 boroughs and Westchester, Nassau, Suffolk County, we have attorneys as resources that are licensed in other states, because a lot of people have their foot in New York and their foot someplace else. And you need to have legal documents that represent many different spaces and places, and sometimes internationally.
Yes.
So you can find us in Brooklyn is primarily where we are located.
40 plus essential documents for caregiving and crisis planning. That's on your website?
Yes, that is what I was just sharing, how I want people to begin to at least gather the documents. Check your documents. Make sure your name is correct. Make sure your name is correct on your documents.
Put that back up so people can take a picture of that. It should be like one of those things, what do you call that code that you put on there?
A QR code.
QR code?
If you go on the site, there is a QR code. You can go to, as you know, you can go to bit.ly, bit.ly/. in the number one place, IN the number one PLACE, and you can download it.
Yeah.
And that's a start. That's step one
That's
to
step one.
caregiving.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
step one.
they can contact you if they want to. That information is on the website also?
Yes, they can follow me on Instagram at a Labor of Love ElderCare. They can call the office at 904-452-4464. And we will support you. We will hold your hand.
Oh.
You know, because that's what most people need. They need a guide.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because, there's a lot going on. And when people reach a certain point, it gets kind of crazy for them to even take on a couple of functions. So it's good that you have this organization where you can come in and help others move along and navigate. I like that. I like that you're out there helping others. That's what I'm all about. And
well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Our former First Lady, Rosalind Carter, who was also an aging advocate, she has a quote that says, there are only 4 types of people in the world. And that is those who were caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need to be cared for.
That's right.
So we will all fall into one or more of those categories.
And let it be a circle of love, because it all comes back around to you.
Yeah, it is a laborious task.
Yes.
It is a lot of labor, time, money, energy that you expend. But we do it because we most oftentimes love the person or the people that we're caring for.
Yeah. Terri, thank you so much for sharing that with us, all right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Our house is your house. Terri V. White, founder of Labor of Love ElderCare Education and Consulting. We appreciate you and love you. It's a circle of love. It's a labor of love. Many thanks to Terri White. She's doing incredible things through her organization, providing a vital resource for so many families. We wish her continued success for this year and beyond. Speaking of vital resources, we'll highlight some of those who have been a major source and resource in our community. We'll get into that and much, much more after we take a quick break right here on Open. And welcome back. We recently had the opportunity to speak with a dynamic young woman from Detroit, who is fighting for social and climate justice, one community at a time. She shared some enlightening information on how we can all be doing our part to save our planet. Let's take a look at our conversation with Diamond Spratling. Check her out. Diamond, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited about the segment.
Yeah. What's better, a polished diamond or a diamond in the rough?
Polished, of course.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. To start, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about yourself and how, you got your experience growing up and getting into what you're into right about now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a global climate disruptor, and you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? Well, essentially, I get people to care about climate, especially climate justice. And so I'm the founder of a national nonprofit called Girl Plus Environments. And essentially, I help to get more Black and Brown women engaged in climate justice and climate action that's happening right there in their communities. So I founded that organization almost 7 years ago now at this point. I'm also a global public speaker. I talk about climate justice and how people can take action all over the world. And I'm also a children's book author of a series called Sage Sells the World, which gets young ones engaged in climate action very early on. And I think a lot of just like my work and my interests around just building my leadership skills and being able to be in this work kind of came from my parents. They're both small business owners. They're both leaders in their communities. And so I grew up seeing the incredible work that they were doing. And it kind of inspired me, especially my mom. She was someone who always said anything that I wanted to do, I could put my mind to it and I could do it.
That's right, Mom. Go, Mom.
So yeah, shout out to the moms.
That's great. Climate justice, what made you want to climb into climate justice?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I actually was watching TV and I saw a Save the Polar Bears commercial.
Oh,
And, they're like, oh, donate 19.99 a month to save the
yeah.
polar bears, adopted polar bears. Obviously, I was a kid. I didn't have money to pay for a polar bear, but
You
it
went to
grew my
mom.
interest. Yeah, I did go to mom. She was like, mm-mm. But it did spark my interest. I'm like, why are the ice sheets melting? What's happening?
Yeah.
Why are we not protecting our planet or our environments? And so that, I think, initially kind of sparked my interest. But once I got even more into the work, I learned that environmental justice and climate justice was impacting my own community, not
Yeah.
just the polar bears. Access to clean water, air pollution, all of those things kind of really triggered me, especially being a kid growing up on the west side of Detroit. There was the Chrysler plant, Ford, the automotive industry, all of those things that I had grandparents working there, uncles working there, my dad worked
Wow.
on a plant, and those were impacting their health so much. And so it kind of grew an even personal relationship to, what started as a random interest in saving polar bears. I was able to make that connection to my own life and my own family as well. So it kind of grew from there.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things that we're doing right now to help our environment and help out with the climate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So within Girl Plus Environment, so like I mentioned, we have over 700 members now in 35 different states all across the country. And so my entire basis for creating that organization was to make sure that Black and Brown women know that there is space for us in this movement. We've been the backbone of every single other movement, civil rights movement, human rights, all of the things. Climate justice, environmental justice is no different. And so we've been doing tons of work around making sure that women of color know how to talk to their representative about issues that are happening in their community. Their water is not clean. Kids don't have access to green spaces.
Yeah.
Our indoor air pollution is impacting fibroids and maternal health for Black women. And so we do a lot of advocacy and making sure that other people who look like me can also take those actions too. So they talk to their representatives, they submit public comment, they show up to hearings. We just had an entire event last week, actually, called Brunch to the Polls, where we had a very cultural brunch, a very fun brunch. And after that, we bussed people to go vote for their public service commissioner because that impacts our energy bills. So,
Mhm.
really, anything that impacts our community, we're advocating for it.
I heard you mention that indoor air pollution affects fibroids. Can you
Yes.
elaborate on that just a little bit?
Absolutely. So, if you didn't know, many, especially Black women, we suffer from fibroids. And a lot of times, those fibroids, they increase and they enlarge, especially when we are pregnant and maternal. And so, for example, a lot of the indoor air pollutions, the different toxins that are even in our ingredients, in our beauty products, our personal products that we use every single day, those things increase your risk of having fibroids. Even thinking about the air that we're consuming from gas stoves.
Mhm.
Those are different things that impact our health, especially Black women. And as I'm sure many people know, we have significant maternal mortality rates within the
Yeah.
Black community.
And a fibroid is like a growth within.
Yes, absolutely. It grows in your stomach. It can impact not only the mother, but also the child as well. The child could suffer from an enlarged fibroid.
Yeah. What can you tell us about your nonprofit organization? Tell us a little bit more
Yeah,
of how you're digging deep and
yeah,
how you put it all
absolutely.
together.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I started it almost 7 years ago during my first year of grad school. Crazy time to start a nonprofit, but we're
Yeah.
still here. And it essentially came out of not seeing enough people who looked like me in this work and in this space. Very early on, when I first had this passion for climate and environmental issues, I tried to get my friends and family involved, and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't have time to care about climate. I'm trying to put food on the table. But what they didn't understand is that the food on our tables and on our plates has everything to do with
Yeah.
climate,
Yeah.
being able to have access to clean drinking water, being able to go to school and go to work every single day and walk in a clean, healthy environment that has trees. And so I decided that I wanted to start a space, a safe, culturally driven space where Black and Brown women
Mm.
can convene on issues that impact us the most, because it is clear and evidence shows that when people who are most impacted by climate environmental issues are leading the work, the solutions are equitable. They're representative of the needs
Yeah.
of our community. So we do a lot of education around just really debunking the myths around what it means and looks like to be a climate activist, and creating safe spaces for us to take action, submitting petitions, doing rallies, showing up together and talking to our representatives about these issues.
Boots on the ground.
Oh yeah,
Where my
always.
fans at?
Love it.
So, when you were doing grad school, what were you studying then?
Yeah, I was studying public health because I kind of had that pivot. So in undergrad, I studied environmental policy, and I said, well, this is great, but I've got to learn about how these issues were impacting the health and well-being of my people in my community. And so that's when I kind of made that pivot from the more, say, the polar bears and conservation into this is a human rights issue. And so going to grad school for public health kind of helped me to make that pivot.
And you came up with the name Climate DisruptHER.
Yes, I did. I'm a climate disruptor, HER at the end, because I'm also a feminist.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it just means that I get people to care about climate. I get people to see themselves in a space in work that we've been told for so long that we don't belong in. We've been told that our ancestors don't do this work, which we know is not true, because my grandmother told me to always turn the lights off. She told me that we're going to wrap things up in plastic and, all the things. So we've been doing this for centuries, for decades. So
you know now to turn those lights off.
Oh, for sure, especially when I'm paying the bills.
That's right, exactly. That's what they were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're an author, I hear.
Yes, I am.
The book, let me see, Sage Sells the World. How did you come up with that name?
Yes. Yeah, I did. So essentially, it's about a little girl who travels to all different places around the world. And they're to places that her grandmother told her about, because her grandmother used to travel to those places when she was young. But when the little girl Sage goes there, they don't look the same. The deserts, the waters all dried up, the ice sheets are melting, all of the things because of climate change. And it's kind of sad, because it's like, what happened to the planet? But instead of being hopeless and feeling sad, Sage gathers all of her friends and she takes action. She feels empowered and she is able to restore the planet with everyone else in her community. And so it's very inspiring, especially for me, because I feel like, it kind of was my story. When I first saw the Save the Polar Bears commercial, I felt defeated because I didn't have the 1999 as a kid. But I did take that. I took what I learned and I applied it to start an entire organization and to essentially get my friends and family to care about the work. So it feels very full circle.
Be strong, yeah.
Yes. We need more.
Was Sage a real person or just a made-up name?
No, Sage it was just a made-up name. I just really love the name Sage.
So what do you tell people who say, climate change, there's no science behind that. This is not real, We're going to go dig and do what we need to do to get the minerals and stuff out of the earth that we need. And we're going to pollute. We're going to just make it all happen.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people?
There are a lot of people out there like that, unfortunately. And what I say is that climate change is already here. It's not something that's in the future. It's not something that we're not going to see until our kids' kids are here. And even then, don't you care about the future generations? Don't you care about the Gen Alphas, the Gen Zs, the kids who are going to be here on this planet? We've already seen detrimental impacts. We just celebrated the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. That was significant. Those had significant environmental justice and climate implications. We're seeing it every single day. Here in Georgia, it's so hot here, people can't even go outside. We haven't even seen New York winters like they've been historically. All of these different things. It has everything to do with our health and our well-being.
Health, and that's what I was going to say. People just think, all right, we're going to get some hurricanes, but health-wise,
it's
the pollution and everything that's in our air and in the ground and our foods.
Exactly. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I actually used to teach a class to medical professionals on how do they talk to their patients about how climate change might be impacting their health, because a lot of people sometimes don't see that.
Well, Diamond, you have to come back and we have to kick it some more. All right? We have to do some more. But give us your website. And a lot of the stuff is on your website and social media pages and all.
Absolutely. Yeah. Feel free to go onto our website, girlplusenvironment.org. You can learn more about my book on my website, diamondspratling.com.
Diamond Spratling, MPH, Climate DisruptHER, Founder Executive Director, Girl Plus Environment. She's got that whole thing there for you. And we'll put the information up on the page where you can follow her and go onto our website. You're a diamond. There's a whole lot to be thankful for with what Diamond's been able to do with her efforts in social and climate justice. We appreciate the work that she's doing for her community and look forward to seeing what she has next. What's coming up next? And we'll have her back over here too. We'll take a quick break right here, but don't go anywhere. More Open coming up next.
Start the show right now. This is my favorite part. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, this is Angel, and I am one of the instructors for the in-studio production. Here at Bronxnet, we offer classes that can help you elevate, expand, and start your television career. All you have to do is sign up at bronxnet.org/education. For the past 7 years, I have been in various productions, spanning from talk shows, independent films, news reports, art displays, teachings, musical performances, and many more. Ain't that right, Angel? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Angel. There are a lot of creative individuals that we're just waiting to sign up for the class. And if I may, can I also express that? Thank you, Angel. That's all the time we have left. Visit bronxnet.org/education and become a producer by taking the course. The class I offer is also in English, en español y también bilingüe. Nos vemos en la próxima clase.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Welcome back. Hey, with the new year fast approaching, it is a great time for us to reflect on what we have and to remember those that are going without this holiday season. We recently had the pleasure of sitting down with the Chief Executive Officer of Key Foods, and he has a wonderful cooperative. He does some wonderful things in our community, and also the president, owner, and operator of Superfresh. We sat down and we promoted their Key Food gift card giveaway effort to people in need. Let's take a look at our sit down with Dean Janeway and Nallely De Jesus. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for all you guys do in the community. You know, it's always a wonderful thing to give back, you know. And people look up to organizations and remember what organizations have done for them in the community, especially in time of need. So tell us about where these locations are. First, give us a little overview of who you guys are and what you guys do. You are?
So my name is Nallely De Jesus, and I'm an owner-operator. My family owns 4 supermarkets in the High Bridge area. We operate under the Superfresh and the Food Universe banners.
I know about you. You?
And I'm Dean Janeway. I'm the CEO of Key Food Co-Operative, and we are 467 stores that are all family-owned and operated across 8 states.
So it's a family affair.
Yes, it is.
I can't sing. They said, please don't try it. Melba Moore said, Bob, keep your day job or night job. What can you guys tell us about the donation, this donation effort and giveaway effort?
So what we're doing is we've taken 10,000 $25 gift cards. So for a total of $250,000, we're giving across 8 states, right, that we do business in, specifically for New York. So if you take the 5 boroughs by themselves, we're giving away $150,000 of gift cards. Specifically to the Bronx, it's going to be about $40,000. And we've partnered with City Harvest, who is the largest rescuer of food in New York City. They're the largest and first, actually, that's done that. And they have a network between food pantries and soup kitchens and mobile markets that they've identified way better than we could, the families that are in most need during this holiday season.
Yeah, that's great. And we're doing it with the Steve Harvey Morning Show nationwide, and also my foundation, the Make the Great Foundation, and WBLS Radio.
Right.
Of course, Bronxnet also. What inspired Key Food to do this? It came from somewhere.
Yep. So I guess a few different ways, right, Nallely? One, we'd opened a new store in Brooklyn about a month ago. And as we were going to that store, there was a line 2.5 city blocks long across the street from that store. And I remember saying to the owner, "What's that line for?" And he goes, "That's a line for the food pantry." And this was all around when SNAP funding wasn't being released. There was a pause in that from federal assistance. And it really affected me as we left there, saying, how could there be such a long line for food? And one thing City Harvest would say, 1 in 6 New Yorkers don't know where their next meal's coming from. Yeah. So when we started talking to Nallely about this, and she was talking about how her customers are in need and hurting, and we started bouncing around ideas, and this is what we came up with.
And if I could add, you know, we serve one of the most underprivileged neighborhoods in the United States. And so we understand what the insecurities, what food insecurities look like. So to be able to support the families and make sure that through the holiday seasons, everyone's supposed to or should be able to have food in their families' tables.
Great, see? I love it. And God always gives back. You get by giving. It's one of the paradoxes of life.
Well, one of the things that's great about this is people will be able to get the card and redeem it at any of our stores and choose the food they want. So,
yeah. I was going to ask that. How will the food gift cards, how will they be distributed?
So through City Harvest, so through their network of soup kitchens, food pantries, mobile markets, that's how they'll be distributing. They've already started, actually. Last week they started, and in each geographic area, it's different. But in the boroughs, it's City Harvest, and they do just a wonderful job.
And a lot of them, they cook in some of these places,
That's
too.
right.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of those soup kitchens and pantries where they have hot food, hot meals for people to come in and experience.
Now, we know this won't solve the food insecurity problem, but it'll certainly help.
Oh,
every little bit
definitely,
helps.
And how does it feel? Your family's been doing things like this for years now.
Yeah. It feels incredible to be able to give back. And I think that that's the most important thing about supporting local businesses, that when we contribute back, we do it within our communities.
Yeah.
So we're very happy about that. And when Dean shared with us that, you know, Key Food was going to support this contribution, we were extremely happy.
Great, great.
You know, and Nallely epitomizes really the store of the community. Or like we said, our stores are independently owned and operated, and she's in there every day with her sleeves rolled up, you know, being a good neighbor to the community and working side by side with everybody.
Yeah. And your family has built a strong presence doing this for many years now.
Yes.
How long have you guys been involved?
I'm second generation. My dad's been a supermarket operator since the 1980s. And
so you're G2.
Yes. And we've been serving the Bronx for over 30 years.
See that? Wow, wow. And did your parents say, hey, you know, I want you to get involved in this family business, or did you have other ideas, maybe?
I did. I had other options. I grew up in the business. I was 14 years old, and I did all the frontline work. I was a cashier, and my dad made sure that we worked our way up. So I was a cashier, I was a front-end manager, then I built my way up to the office, and then I came back I became part of the executive team. But I think that that's what builds the foundation that we have within our family-owned supermarkets, and is that we've worked the front lines, and we know exactly what our consumers and our customers need. And we know our customers by name.
Yeah, see? And do you know the cat's name? What's your favorite cat? Every supermarket has a cat.
We know their grandchildren, their children's names.
We know where they're born and everything. Yeah, just go to the basement down there.
That's right.
That's great. I love what you guys are doing. Are you guys going to be making an appearance somewhere at one of the locations?
Yeah, do you want to go first?
So at store level, we're always going to be there as customers come in and redeem, and we'll make sure that we also emphasize the efforts that are being made.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we got to meet up with you at one of the locations at least.
Absolutely.
You know,
and you can go to cityharvest.org,
Yeah.
and that lists all their locations on there by borough.
Great, great, great. All right, so anything past the holidays that's coming up that you guys are participating in?
Well, we think this will take us right through New Year's. The amount of gift cards we're coming out, I think, will be distributed not only for Thanksgiving, but, you know, the holiday season, which is also a big time of need.
Yeah.
So those are probably the biggest ones. But we've partnered with City Harvest the last several years. We do 2 food shows a year where we donate all the leftover food from that to them so they can put it to good use. And then 2 years ago at our golf outing, which is a charity, we gave them $50,000 to help with all their costs. So we're a big supporter of theirs, which will on go.
Do you golf? You guys golf?
Yeah. Not very well. Not very well.
Well, you know, we'll bring some seeds, we dig up the dirt and plant some seeds in that area and see what grows.
That's right.
That's how I started. So when you have that golf outing, give us a call. Maybe we'll come down and bring the cameras, and some of us will play in it.
You got it. You got
I
it.
know Mike Nobby is the executive director here. He'll
Yeah.
play in it. Yeah.
All right. It's in July.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to extend that invitation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please, please. So how can people at home interested in helping out contribute? Do you need any volunteers or anything to help out?
I'm sure that by reaching out to the not-for-profits, the City Harvest, they can volunteer. They're always looking for people.
They're always looking for
Yeah.
people.
So I
Just
think that
contact
that's-
them directly.
Great, great. All right. So you want to shout out anybody working with you guys?
Well,
Anybody at the supermarket? And
go ahead.
Shout out
family
to my
members?
father and my siblings and all my cousins that work at the store, and to Key Food Co-Operative for making this initiative. I think it's very important and very pronounced, very important in our communities.
And I'd just like to recognize all our store owners like Nallely. We have well over 200 store owners that serve their communities and live and breathe in those stores and work around the clock during this holiday season. You know, they really are frontline workers, and they deserve all the credit.
Yeah. I'm going to put some supermarket locations on the screen.
Okay.
And these are
My
is
family
your family
stores.
stores?
Yep.
Okay. Which one should we go to? All of them.
All of them.
All of them. That's the best answer. That's good.
Like I go to a restaurant, I say, hey, what's the best thing on the menu right here? Oh, everything. Hey, you work here, that's why. But that's great. Yeah, you've been working in the community for many years, and you've been supporting these locations.
That's right.
You know, God is good when He gets behind you, and it always comes back around to you. Yeah. Is there a website, a social media area that you would like people to go to find out
For
more?
Key Food, I know we listed them. We gave a whole list. I think you guys were going to show.
We'll pop
We'll
it up
pop
there.
those up,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
This is keyfoods.com.
Yep, that was
Yeah,
one.
and
Then
at Key Food?
Yep, they have Facebook at Key Food. Yeah, they're listing them all.
You're not going to put your personal one up there. Everybody's going to follow you all over
All
the
the
place.
information will be on Key Food's websites.
See, she's smart. Everything's right there on the Key Food website.
And they'll
all
be able
good.
to access all the different banners that Key Food operates under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it'll be
Yeah,
great.
we're just not Key Food. We're Super Fresh. We're Food Emporium, Food Dynasty, Food Universe, Key Food. So,
Yeah. Is there any way, I mean, if people want to call in here or listen to us on the radio, and they want to find out if this goes further than New Year's, what's happening in 2026?
yeah, they can contact us on any of the social media pages or reach out to City Harvest.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. That's how you do it.
That's how we do it. Like I said, they're better equipped to get it to the people that need it the most than we are. So they see them every day.
Right. Yelly, did we miss anything?
No, I think we're all set.
No, there's one more thing you're going to leave here. You're going to say, oh, you know what? I forgot to mention what? Either one of you.
Come visit our locations.
That's right.
And
Come
claim-
shop in our stores.
Yes.
Get all your
Shop
holiday
local.
needs. Get all your holiday needs.
Hey, listen, thank you guys so much. I love you for giving back and for the people that you are. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
All right. We wish Dean Janeway and his team at Key Food Co-Operative and Nallely De Jesus and her team all the very best with this incredible effort. We're all about giving, rolling our sleeves up and giving back to our community one block at a time. So we hope to contribute to this initiative in the fight to end food insecurity and wish you both all the best. We'll take a quick break, but wait, I've got more on Open next. And welcome back. You know, we had the opportunity to sit down with an LA-based National Geographic Explorer, a wildlife photographer, a community scientist, and a conservationist with a specialization in native beehives. Yeah, don't worry, you won't get stung, but we'll give you the information. She joins us to speak about her passion for conservation photography and to spotlight her new book, The ABCs of California Native Bees. Let's take a look at our conversation with Krystle Hickman. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
That's so
Thank
sweet.
you so much for having me.
Thank you. And you're in California right now. You're in LA.
I am in LA, yes.
So how important are bees, first of all?
They're very important. They're one of the world's most important pollinators. But yeah, I think it's really important to highlight too that I work specifically with native bees,
Yeah.
so not honeybees. So a lot of these bees, about 20 to 45%, are specialist pollinators. So they rely on just one family of plants or one type of plant to pollinate. So if those plants disappear, so do the bees. And if the bees disappear, the plants might as well.
So if they're native bees, they've been here with those plants over the decades.
Quite a few decades. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So the native bees evolved to pollinate those specific native plants, unlike honeybees that are not native to the U.S. They're actually from Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, can you harvest honey from those native bees?
No, you cannot.
They don't.
Native bees, well, actually, bumblebees you can, but most
Bumblebees,
native
yeah.
bees you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're solitary. So that means they live by themselves. So there is no hive. They sometimes live in cavities or holes in the ground.
Wow.
Sometimes they make little pots of resin that they attach to stems of plants, and they just have one little egg in there.
Wow. So how did this journey begin for you of wanting to photograph native bees, native California bees?
Yeah, so it started actually with honeybees, and I called them my gateway bee because they were my gateway to, I would say, more important pollinators. But yeah, there was this quote that I actually saw on Facebook. It said, if the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. And just like anything you see on Facebook, you should probably fact check it before you believe it. But I saw it and I
please.
was like,
Say it again.
yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah, so fact check things. But yeah, so I actually spent years thinking that quote was true. And like, also it said Einstein's name on there. So I thought he said it as well, but it was like invented in the late 1990s. And he clearly passed away a little bit before that, like the 1950s. But I thought it was true. So I started out with honeybees. And then I do astrophotography as well. So I was actually out in the Mojave Desert. And when I was coming back, I saw this plant that I'd never seen before. And I ended up photographing a bee that had never been photographed alive before.
Wow, wait a minute. And this was a Mojave desert bee? These are desert bees.
It is, yeah. Yeah. And no one had seen it since the 1950s. So I got the first photos of living representatives and
Wow.
a new behavior. So that really got me into native bees and like the whole ecosystems, because I think it's amazing. Yeah.
And how'd you get involved with the National Geographic? My father used to have those things on the table. We used to go through the colorful pictures and read up about it, all the wonderful things that it offered.
Yeah. National Geographic was like, when I was a kid too, I absolutely loved that magazine. So it was kind of a dream come true. But it was actually through working on the book, The ABCs of California's Native Bees, that I connected with them. They ended up wanting to support and also fund the rest of my research.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Completed. So yeah, and they've been a really amazing partner as well. So I absolutely love working with them, and just I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So you have to capture the shot and capture the plant that it deals with and bring all of that together.
Yeah, definitely.
If I'm saying it right,
So,
you
like,
have the lingo for it.
Yeah, I have the lingo for it, but what you said sounds fine. But yeah, a lot of times if you want to find the bee, literally just look for the plant.
Yes.
So I use an app called iNaturalist because sometimes I drive like 4 or 5 hours out to the middle of the desert and I don't want to drive out there if the plant's not there. So
Oh, you
I
better
use
bring a lot of water
iNaturalist.
with you and gas.
I do. Yeah, I've been stranded a few times, which is another adventure. But like, yeah. But I use iNaturalist, and if someone has seen the plant, like if it's right before it's starting to flower, or if it's flowering, I'm like, okay, I could figure out the timeline, show up, look for the bee. I spend like 16 hours out there an entire day. Sometimes I camp for like 10 days. But yeah, it's really cool because it's like an adventure. So it's not just about the bee, it's about the plant, it's about the entire ecosystem as well. That's why I photograph all three of those.
That has to be a tough plant and a tough bee to be able to survive in that environment, because a cactus can produce a plant also.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's some cactus specialist bees as well.
Yeah.
And they're really cool because the flowers on cactus, they actually open and close with the sun. So there's bees, specifically male bees, they'll climb into them before the sun sets, and then the flower will close up around them, and it's like a little bed, and then the sun will rise again, And when it hits the flower will open, and the bee's like, oh, it's time to wake up, and then they'll fly out of them.
Yeah, and they deal with the weather, the climate, and everything, because at night it gets cold in the desert.
It does, yeah. So bees are cold-blooded, so they require the sun or warmth to be awake and fly around. So if it's really cold, they are not moving.
Oh, isn't that nice being held by a cactus plant? Keep it warm all night until the sun comes back out, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to cuddle a cactus, so yeah.
And the ABCs. So this book has everything in it that we need to know, especially if you're curious about the bees, native bees.
So I wouldn't say it has everything you need to know, but what I would say is the reason I decided to specifically work with California is because there's over 1,643 species of bees in the state. Yeah, so that's 8% of all bee species in the world. There's over 20,000 species. And when I first heard that number, I was like, I wonder if I could get a letter for every single alphabet, or every single letter in the alphabet, so 26 species.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting every single letter. So each letter in the alphabet is a different species of bee, so it takes you around to different ecosystems, even backyards, farms, islands, clearly the desert, mountain ranges, prairies, different grasslands, things like that. But with each story, there's a history in the area. Like one of them, the Z bee, for example, Calliopsis zonalis, takes place where Nate Harrison lived. And he was the first Black person to set up permanent residence in Southern California. He was a slave that was freed because the person who enslaved him passed away. But I found the flower where his house used to be. So I was talking about how this bee relies on just one flower, which is a monardella, which just so happened to be on this mountain where Nate Harrison lived. So there's just really cool history, but then you also learn about bees, like they're different, how they live, what they're doing throughout the time of day, throughout the time of year. Some of them only live for a month as an adult, some of them much longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a history lesson. It's a love letter to California, and it's just what's happening in the state is also representative of what's happening around the world, because California has more bees than countries like Argentina or France, and we're almost on par with the entire continent of Australia. So, yeah.
And you know, you see, when you go to different places, you see those different types of bees, but you question what it is. Well, I mean, what is this? Looks like it can sting. But there's all sorts of shapes and sizes of bees, sort of, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of the smaller bees in the book, it's the Y bee. That one's about 3 to 4 millimeters, so just slightly larger than the size of a letter on a quarter. So it's pretty small, and that one lives at the Kelso Dunes. So just a flower that's very, very tiny. And actually put a quarter next to the flower just so you could see how small this bee is.
Wow.
But yeah, they range in amazing size. Like the largest bee in the world's in Indonesia, and it's about 2 inches long. But the good thing about native bees, though, is they rarely ever sting. So when people talk about stinging bees, they're typically talking about honeybees. Yeah. However, all female bees do have stingers, so they do have the ability to sting. But some of their stingers are so short they can't even get through human skin. So.
Wow. Oh, it seems like you tried it.
I've stuck my hand in some beehives, like bumblebee hives, where I've held a lot of like bees.
Yeah.
I've only been stung twice, and it was because both times I had my hands in. One was a honeybee hive, and the other one was a bumblebee hive. So I earned it because I was invading their space, but I got some excellent footage.
Yeah.
So it was worth it.
What kind of camera do you use to capture all of that?
I have 2 cameras. So I use Nikon, and I shoot with a D500. That's what most of the photos in the book were with. And then about 2.5 years ago, I got a Nikon Z9, and I use a Nikkor 105 millimeter lens. That's my main one. And then I put diopters, Rainox diopters on the front now. So I use Laowa lenses as well.
Wow. Now, you're like there's not too many people of color that are doing this, right? With National Geographic or out
No.
looking at bees?
Yeah, I feel like it might be me.
There could be a new song.
Yeah.
I'm a bee watcher. I'm a bee watcher.
I mean,
watching bees go by.
That's catchy.
But you're also a speaker, right?
I am a speaker, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Are you going to speak somewhere soon that we can come and check it out?
Oh yeah. So I'm almost at the end of my book tour with like speaking engagements, but I have one more in person in California. It's on the 15th at the LA Arboretum. And after that, next year I'm going to Chicago a little bit and then down to Mexico.
Oh, great, great. Are you in New York or in the New York area anytime soon?
I mean, maybe if you invite me, I'll swing by, but not planning on it.
Oh, you're always invited.
Thank you. Thank you.
When is the book coming out? Or is it out already?
It came out already. It came out on October 21st.
All right. So, and that's,
Yeah.
you can get it, where can we get it? Barnes & Noble, Amazon?
Yeah, you can get it. You can get it Amazon, wherever books are sold. I went to REI yesterday and I saw it at REI and I was really excited.
Oh, beautiful.
So that was amazing. Yeah, so you can get it wherever books are sold.
So how does that make you feel when you see your book on the shelf or you see your book online somewhere?
It's weird. It's so weird, but I'm just really proud as well because it's a lot of years of like me standing by a bush for like days by myself, and now people are really interested in it, and I think it's amazing, and I hope it gets people interested in community science, because I feel like if I could do this, like anyone could do this.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you're passionate.
The hard work and dedication that it takes to put all of that together, the research, getting stranded out into in a desert.
Yeah. No, actually, I got stranded in the outback in Australia for 12 hours one time. Yeah, which was like really interesting.
Well,
but it was beautiful. It was really quiet.
Yeah. Well, come back and tell us more about that. You got to come back and share more because you have a lot and you've seen a lot, and we want to experience that with you.
Nice.
Right.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I totally will.
Where can we go? You got website, social media?
Yeah. You can bsip.com, so BEESIP.com. I'm also bsip on Instagram as well. So yeah, look me up.
Thank you so much, Krystle. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And come back. Our house is your house.
I appreciate that.
Bring the bees. Bring some bees with you. Are you able to capture some bees and bring them in maybe a little?
You know what? No, I don't capture anything. I just photograph them while they're going about their business, and
then I leave. That's how you capture them. That's how you do it. That's how you capture them.
I capture them with photos. Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate you.
But I'll tell them they should go to your house. So,
Hey, Krystle, thank you so much. Krystle Hickman, National Geographic Explorer, TEDx speaker, author, and conservation photographer. And we'll talk more about the TEDx when you come back again, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Sweet. A quick thank you to our Krystle Hickman, our beloved Krystle Hickman, for her excellent work as a conservation photographer. A major congratulations to her on her release of her new book, too. Keep doing what you do. You're an inspiration to your community and beyond. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Unfortunately, that's all the work that we have for today. Oh, shucks. Funny how time flies when you're having fun. And I want to thank you and our guests for joining us, and you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. Keep following us on Bronxnet TV for continued coverage. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. And have a happy holiday and a happy new year from all of us here at Bronxnet. Open. Peace.